rest of that rel too. Now we're just waiting for that last pick of Flakked. We did highlight something like that. Misfortune might be quite hard into the, again, the double W's of the Neferi and the Gwen. So the Jhin maybe feels a little bit more consistent in terms of its CC output. Is locked in. Flakked has played it for many years of his career. So we have two pretty obvious kind of identities from teams. I think Heretics, they want to be playing
through with Isma being on the team in the previous split, now moving over. Boukada has been this breath of fresh air. Keduii has been this breath of fresh air. It's all coming together, and even in the 2v2, you could say the same, but Keduii now fighting with fire as Loopy gets a stun up. Good kite back, and Stend is dead. A first blood of legends. That's Loopy to set up the drill.
Sheo is coming down. Just a bit of a history bomb. I've always loved seeing Corki and Leona because one of the first seasons hang on, we might have to test over the Dragon. I won't get to tell you about that. We do get a force off.
I think you will, because I'm mega curious. Sheo, though, he's going to be double queued, so the bleed is in effect. Boukada brings the dogs to the party, and Sheo is in so much trouble. A flash away as Boukada takes 2 shots in the end. Kamiloo's going to zone this off, so Boukada gets out, but Sheo is now a flash down.
And that's the kind of mistake we were talking about in the jungle matchup can really start to snowball. Important that Sheo doesn't die, but that's a real reality check there. As the Neferi is going to get the Dragon after this. And Sheo, a person that we've really praised from Heretics, beating hard at the team, often called to lead them to success. Leaves an opening there for Boukada. And gun from Corki procs every bit of Leona passive when she goes in. Makes it so unexpected burst when normally you have to stop for an auto attack to weave between abilities. Corki Leona, it's kind of nice to see that the old tech of League still kind of works out in a tangled era.
I was going to say, because otherwise, I mean, the dog sees everything in that relationship, so I'd be a little bit worried, you know? Like, but it's good to know. Good to know. Hey, just important information. My brain's going to go.
Abilities are top side. Corki's still the easier targets to hit. Boukada is going to see an invade into his jungle if he goes into this brush.
Well, he sees them a little bit too late, doesn't he? The crash down with a flash as well. You said that invulnerability, it's a pain for the vying. It crafts itself, Naimira.
How is that fair? Loopy's now on an angle. Rika has ult. There's a chance of a counterplay here.
He's just going to get in the way, though. The charm, though, used a little bit too early. A solar flare, or rather than a play to follow up as the dogs are back on in. Boukada re-engages and makes Team Heretics' life a living nightmare. 2 kills quick, and SK's early game is off to the races.
This would have gone so well if this...
Highlighted before.
So, Dragon's coming up now. Heretics don't want to give that over, but they might give up a pick. Good fresh down out of the way. Stend will spot them out on that brush. Heretics do have a powerful equalizer to bring towards the play at some points. Do need to be really careful about that disengage potential from SK, though. You can't let all of your big engage tools go to waste. You need to use them efficiently, buy some of that disengage early.
Flush from Stend, though. The engage onto Loopy. He's going to be crashed down. Soulflare's buying him time, but the seismic shot brings him back, and Sheo's there to dunk down. The support of SK sent to the ground. 1 kill for Team Heretics to open up the ample opportunity of moving towards this Dragon.
Rika uses his ult. Keduii wasn't there at the play, and Genix wasn't in a position to teleport, so just an overstep there from Loopy. Just thinking, okay, SK, probably okay to disengage from the play. Of course, Leona's the one person who doesn't really have that. They have an Eclipse, they're a little bit tanky, but they don't get out of the play that easily, so Heretics fire back.
Stend could be in the same trouble. Aftershock gives him some breathing room, as Sheo does eventually get the Dragon equalizing. And
needlework there, because Carlsen got a really good trade onto them. Level up there briefly before Giants could hit that level 10, so a good tool used. Rika now on bot side does have Rod of Ages some extra HP. Might need to get out with a flash.
Yeah, for the wave it's going to be called greed, but I think it's called a great play from Team Heretics in hindsight. Set up there, Stend unfortunately gets a kill, but it's an open wave, open market. Team Heretics have brought cash.
Good couple of minutes now from Heretics. Did give that early opening over towards SK, but that's a kill on a side lane. Good play from Heretics to use that time window. Loopy, what's he found?
He has taken a portal because he's also flashed into the melee arms of Kamiloo. It looks like a good play, and it's going to smell like one too. Keduii, 3 kills because of it. Ambitious, but Rod of Ages is slowly stacking up, and at least he has a Dark Seal. Best of both worlds.
Yes. Oh, thank God. Look, I have a lot of issues with Ori builds, but if you have a Dark Seal, it can be saved with a lot of different blushes.
Definitely can.
You can save Loopy.
I don't think you can, because even if the curtain call doesn't connect, which in the end, Flakked makes it so, and Loopy will drop to the ground. Now, Genax has actually just jumped in, and Boukada, zone control. His duty not done yet, as Keduii helps out his jungler, but SK, it's all about this Dragon control that spawns in a minute. However, it's a little bit too early. The charm after the second engage as Stend has to flash away. The Gwen W helps out a little bit as the needles will fly as well. Boukada ultied in, but he has no reset. And this time he has no invulnerability. Best served cold. His Sheo's revenge is over the wall. Flakked gets some space, and Rika now with one ult charm left available. He has to use it well. His mana bar low, and Kamiloo in no man's land flashes away the Solar Flare again. He's getting deja vu. Dropping down. We reset, and SK are on the Dragon first. You can see that Sheo just wants the Herald, so it's going to be 2 dragons down. Remembering, by the way, that SK actually got 5 grubs early on, so it's not the end of the world. It's not like mites are going to spawn off the wazoo. Where is that? What is the wazoo?
You see, the thing is, my mind jumps to Kazoo, and that's not it.
That's like Banjo-Kazooie.
This is
right.
See, this is the kind of thing which Medic would know, and it really annoys me that I don't know this.
See, again, I could Google this, but that's just not that's not real, is it?
Yeah, I know what one of Medic's fun facts is that sharks
that give them life in this game, but for Team Heretics, I think the go buttons are obviously a lot simpler. They're trying to use one now with the Herald getting spawned mid a minute before Dragon and opening up the map a little bit.
Yeah, this is the counterweight Herald. You throw it down on the map to balance out a play which is being used elsewhere. Ari's pushing down bot side, can't match the pushing power of the Herald in the mid. Easy mid tower taken. Loopy caught out again.
It's an ult from Kamiloo to stop any reinforcements. The seismic shove to keep Loopy in place, and the third time is not lucky for this solo support.
This has become a bit of a habit of Loopy's. Yes, you're winning on the side lanes here. If you're not looking for an actual fight in the mid lane, you can't be positioning like that.
Yeah.
The only way I think you can position like that is if you've got immediate double teleports coming in from the other side laners. You shouldn't be doing that anyway because you're getting the towers. Now, actually, Jedax might have overstated the top side because we do have a couple of people.
It's a pinch.
Here.
Everyone's coming in, 3 versus 1. How do you play it for Jedax? He has to get innovative. He brings the scissors out, and it's time to do the duty, cutting down. Jedax is going to get flashed on. Exhaust is up, but Stend, he's going to come in and make this play a little bit harder to run by. Carlsen as well to finish off the damage and is shut down for the final touch. It's easily done for Team Heretics. Seismic shove in the side lane. It's all going well for Team Heretics now, and SK getting caught out not once, not twice, not 3 times. It feels like 4.
Dragon is going to go to the side of SK, but it's fairly slow at that. And yes, SK had the 5 grubs. They do end up taking themselves a couple of towers and some presence across the map. But Heretics are playing these picks really well. They are picking off people like Rika, or at least his mate, can make the difference before the next Dragon comes through.
A Bolt Breaker is only the start of the threat, and a Magnet Storm is the final trend. Stend does it and makes himself known as Sheo jumps in a little bit too deep, a little bit too early. The linchpin of Team Heretics is down, and now all hell breaks loose with SK bringing in the big guns. Jedax TP's in, and it's a mistake from Sheo that you don't often see.
It's the disengage from SK. Keduii uses all of his summoners and his W, but that could be a huge mistake. Just talks about how Heretics needed to make sure that they were getting this gold used well before the next Dragon comes through. SK immediately take a fight, they can take the Atakan, and that's going to cause some problems for Heretics later. There's
going to be a Weaver's Wall through top, and Kamiloo is at least trying to buy some time to get some alone time with this set turret, but not enough damage there. Atakan going down, SK re-grasping some of this game, and for Baron's up in 15.
I'm into that, so...
fair. Do they put it in the movies? Is that what they do?
Yes, they put it into the cinema.
As they should. Okay, yeah, I'm all about that as well.
Lightsabers.
It's big. Carlsen, the same be said. He's just going to take Blast Cone away. There's good damage coming out of Boukada, and he's sinking his fangs in a little bit deeper now that he's got Black Cleaver Shojin.
This is definitely the build that we've seen a lot more this week in LEC. No Eclipse anymore, going towards this double build. Very, very strong 2-item mark. Stend, ooh, is he there to save Flakked?
Flakked only gets slowed. Another good Magnet Storm. Stend is at the front line, at the heart of it again. Keduii repositions over the turret down. There's nothing in SK's way. They'll push past it. Rika in the way again with the Spirit Rush out and available. And once again, Jedax is always there.
I think they might have missed their opportunity.
They saw him definitely, right? I mean, again, Rika just didn't care. He walked forward. Stend's going to be the first target. Sheo gets a good ult up, and in goes Kamiloo. Wait, Team Heretics, it's working. Now for the turnabout play. SK have nowhere to stay. Loopy's so low as the Dragon just spawns, and this was their soul, but Team Heretics made the long con into a slow push.
Huge play from Sheo. The secret agent maneuvers do work out, and I wonder whether Rika should have just panic flashed instead. The ult not quick enough. Dragon to get started, and I think SK just have to give up the ghosts here. Boukada, no flash, will have to stick around for a smite steal, but even that's too risky at half HP.
He has no flash. That would be it would be suicidal. Team Heretics. They get 2 dragons. SK at the inside track to mid, so at least this keeps the game flowing for them. Gold still back in their pocket, and gold, by the way, is even, so This game's not over yet, but Baron has to be the next thought as Dragon's out of contention.
Definitely up for vision control. Of course, one of the things about playing around the bot side of the map for a while is that your vision is around bot side. That's not very helpful when everything's around here. You need it to be there. That's
Moving
a problem.
circle to UFO. It is scary. You're right. SK have used that to their advantage. Solar Flare, Kamiloo now caught out. Remember, he burnt his flash in the previous play. He's stuck against the wall. The curtain call into Loopy, trying to get Keduii, who's got so many bodies ahead of him. Stend is now left alone. Carlsen just watching, and Team Heretics are pounced on once again by this all-in dive from SK.
The melee range Corki is the deadliest. The Prince of Prime League goes melee range on the Corki and gets some good work done. Now this will be a good Baron. Great use of a quick switch from bot side to top side to deny vision and get towards the Baron.
SK are still taking it down in awe of Team Heretics who are watching, but Flakked is so far away there's not going to be a range to add in. And SK pick up the Baron, and with it, this early game again, rotate leaves the whole brush as Charm connects Flakked, loses Cleanse. He's ranged on advantage anymore. Rika is a threat from the right. It's all about the soul here as SK start up the Dragon, 7k. It's going down.
Stend looking for the miracle flank. Hexgate over. It will be on a ward, and that's Keduii's W down. Could be important.
And Stend is so far away. Sheo goes to no man's lane. You talked about it in draft, and now see it in reality. Out goes Sheo. The curtain call will fly. 4,500. It's going down quick. It's the Dragon. It's health bar. The fourth shot for the steal. Team Heretics still in the game, but Sheo no longer. The charm out of miss. He's somehow alive, but the dive in from Boukada ends in a flash. He avoids the deadly flourish, but Flakked is on the chase. The Weaver's wall out. It continues round 2 as SK are kiting back still. It's Keduii versus the world, and I think he can hold the world up. All it takes is a deadly flourish, which he kites away, but his poke really hurts. In the side, in the rim, anywhere he hits you, it is grim. Team Heretics is a 4-man unit. Can't step up to him. Sheo knows, or Stend rather. The flash forward. Keduii gets a rocket, but a 4th shot and a reload. Team Heretics, another kill. Boukada thinks about it as Genex now rolls in this game. He's going from better to best as Carlsen from behind. It's a dog shot, but that dog wants to go in again. Flakked for another exhaust down. Dead meat as Kamiloo survives, and we're just warming up.
Too late at this point. I understand you can't recall and teleport any quicker. They're going on to him
Sheo again, but it's mega deep. As you said, disengage with the max stop from Stend. Layers onto everyone. Opposite the track, but for SK, how true is that as a frontline Ari is the worst one. Flakked gets the kill. Team Heretics again, moments in the sun. The turret goes with it.
Heretics are managing the, and as we were saying before, you know, it is equal in Dragons now. The Baron buff will now last over till the next Dragon spawn. Heretics are bringing us to late game. They've talked about their tenacity. They've talked about the
Keduii probably going for the Bloodthirster. And I mean, it's a game of boots where he's probably just going to upgrade those Tabis anyway. So Loopy, that is an int. Solar Flare's going to come out. Can they do anything with it is the question. But SK support giving freebies. Not being the best game from him, and Team Heretics will smile at the deal.
Yeah, it's suddenly got a little bit overcast outside. The sun goes out, and SK wondering exactly what Loopy was doing with that Hexgate. You should know that's not your area of the map anymore. You've just seen Jin's skill shots flying out of that for the last minute or so. Dragon's now up. I get that you have to be around there for it. This is going to be a free Hex Salt, unable to be contested.
Got to say, for Team Heretics, Resilience really the name of the game, as you said. With that soul down the corners of these SK members that were so far ahead. I'm talking about Rika and Keduii, who in this game had monumental displays. Keduii no longer. It's Sheo's chase, the seismic shove, a combination that is unbreakable. Team Heretics now with an open mid.
Fantastic follow-up with the Weaver's Wall. Makes it so easy to pick off this Corki, who had so much of the gold for SK. Heretics with the Baron buff and the Hex Salt can absolutely crush the base now.
Flakked, you might think 4 shots, but it's enough. Again, Team Heretics blast open 2 lanes. A good charm, but it's all in defense here. How long can SK hold on? Stend thinking about an engage, a deadly flourish. Yet again, Loopy shoved back. He just respawned to die on his back. Team Heretics with 5 still. The Needlework has scaled, and Genax is the last line of defense. And as he holds on, trying to clear the way, the curtain call brings out. Brilliance is shown with 4 shots, only 2 connecting. An ulti used, but a Magnet Storm keeping Boukada in place. Team Heretics, again, look for a regain. But
You press the go button and something disappears on the other side of the map. Heretics doing a good job to play around that, and a couple of wobbles in the mid game. SK will be wondering where it went wrong as he goes forwards again.
He bumps the charm. Golden no. Sheo might have run out of time. Magnetstorm saved again. Stend's resurgence coming into the LEC, or at least his debut in this split, has looked so much better than the last. Stend going to look for the flip, and Genax gets no chance to bring the game back to even. SK running out of odds. 3 left in the base, and Team Heretics with 1 lane to go through.
Genax showing why you shouldn't run with scissors and do ill-informed teleports. It's not been his best use of globals. This game goes down very easily, and Heretics, I think they'll just march in with 3 inhibitors. Can they finish at this point? Well, they're going to give it a try.
Boukada doesn't have enough wave clear, but Rika might. Zone control is good from Kamiloo, a charm so narrowly missed. The minions coming out for their second push, and Rika still trying his best to defend. Flakked looks for the range, and the 4th shot takes it into the turret, and SK know the drill. Loopy steps up again. He has to die a 7th time as Sheo runs into the turret. 1 left remaining as Kamiloo's dived on by Boukada. The pierce through, the bleed enough. Kamiloo, though, gets his dying breath of a poke. A double over to Flakked, who has been seizing the day. Team Heretics, game 1. Resilience is their name.
That was an awesome Jin game coming through from Flakked as well. Yes, those Sheo ults. Aatrox comes through.
Everyone's glad Casante's gone, but yeah, Aatrox, a lot of dive already built up, at least for Team Heretics. Maybe I should say a lot of angles. Maybe is what we have to look out for. Is SK last pick? How do you counter this Aatrox?
I mean, Nara's typically been decent as the Aatrox, more of a skill matchup. If you've been playing red side for Genax to get a good matchup in top side, I would have liked that to be a bit more of something spicy, I suppose. But if you do get value out of this and you manage to hold the Aatrox down, win out in side lanes, you do get some good ability to, again, have an engaged threat which goes through a Braum shield. You can block something like your AD carry goes back and they go walk out onto the map wherever they want. While that is happening, if you have enough HP, you can just walk up river as a support as well and kind of do what you want. Fight in the jungle though.
It's all about tempo, isn't it? Sheo a little bit low, gets the smite down in the end, but Boukada's not done. The spear's out as Gravity Field is set up, and Stend flashes forward to enable the first blood kill. A spike down, beautiful, but it's not over yet. Team Heretics can feel the blood in their ears, and they're rushing to get onto Loopy. The rest of W all way.
A little bit. It's one of the most annoying things about these objectives. Hang on a second, Ash Bromar coming over. One of the most annoying things about these objectives in this part of the game is how much time they take.
Yeah.
Now, while you're on this side, if someone walks over to you, a lot of the time you can at least smite the first grub and then back off.
Yeah.
If you get a third of the dragon, you don't get a third of the dragon. You've got to start again. It's a bit annoying.
And also, as Carlsen gets mighty trades onto Genax. He was dealing with the wave, pushing in, and then reset. Looking for his option into Dragon as well. So 3 grubs. Sheo's not even backing off for 2. He'll take 3. Boukada so far will get nothing. And for Team Heretics, this objective early game is looking a hell of a lot better than the last.
Maybe look for something again.
Loopy's covering as well, though, so it's an all-on in force. Under turret, Kamiloo is stunned up, and a great trade from Rika. He's used a bit of his life for it, but now with his mana low, he won't care. Boukada flashes in, and Kamiloo is dead meat until he gets out, but Loopy doesn't hit the target. Followed up by Keduii is good, though, so it's a clean. Ends up being a trade as both mid laners drop to the ground, but Infernal Dragon starts the game off for Team Heretics. An objective down to see if Stend survives the next dive.
Means that Sheo's not here to defend the dive, though. Takes the dragon, can't help his support.
Loopy does it with ease. The bullet time into a giant wall delays the game. Flash from Loopy. Boukada's ignited. He'll walk it out, and Stend stays. Example, it wasn't there. So for Team Heretics, really finding it here with their rookies who've stepped up to the plate. I think Sheo as well, putting the pieces together. We're talking about being the linchpin, and that linchpin has started off Grubs the second time.
Braum trying to hold this choke point here. If you can stop them at the choke point, allows Sheo to move over a little quicker. They get themselves the 4th. It's an important break point. How do SK break through this choke point? Here comes the ult from Fountain, that's how.
As you said, Boukada's going to roll it right in, but he goes high. Boukada now out of position. The poke coming through. Sheo flashes in, though. Sets up the engage and pops a whirlwind. His ulti now out of Carlsen's angle is not found. Kamiloo sitting in a Chaos Storm as Rika's making. It's a smite up. Boukada walks in but doesn't get it. One more grub to make 6. Boukada has his smite available. He will just take it off their hands, but Team Heretics are not done yet. Wind becomes lightning, not hitting. The gravity field's slowing, but not killing. SK
trying to start it up. SK intent not to let all the objectives in the early game go towards Heretics. Slant, Stend on the side again. Kamiloo does have a potential to make a play. Has that Nash's Tooth. But without Sheo in position, hard to do anything.
Stend gets chunked. Dragon down, equalize a little bit.
Big tool for setting up that bullet time. You're not on the best terrain either on this side. Your backs are against the wall at this side of the pit. The Heretics feel like they can throw an arrow out. Let's see what Flakked's feeling.
It's teleport, it's a flank, it's an angle. The arrow, as you said, onto the engaged. Boukada flashes away, but Carlsen in a sticky situation. He's popped his ulti, but he's stunned up with no chance. He walks for a few, though, gets a reset. Alive and thriving. He flashes over the wall as Keduii's bullet time is now down, but Flakked caught out somehow on the right-hand side. Carlsen manages to escape in the end, as Herald was a byproduct. Team Heretics
just Sheo decides against it, looking for a pick, but Stend puts up the door.
Stend is out early with the door, though. Walks into the gravity field, but Rika can't do anything. He flashes away from the enchant across the arrow, and Carlsen is here to stay. No chains, but as Sheo gets knocked away, he pops up Rika. The blast cone for a failure doesn't connect, and Team Heretics with a pick-off. They open up mid-turret, the Dragon in their pocket.
It's a huge win for Heretics. They don't get contested in anything there. There's no cross-map from SK. You've now got 2 Dragons to the side of Heretics, good gold, and that mid-turret, which we talked about the strategic value of before. Easily taken there with the Herald. SK get nothing out of what seems to be a bit of a disjointed approach towards this situation.
Getting caught out. Sheo again. His aggression pays dividends here for Team Heretics. Under his leadership, it's all up. Team Heretics getting at least one hit.
And I mean, Carlsen, I think he's completely right to not go for that fight. Maybe didn't have to pop that ultimate at all, because they do get the Dragon now for free. SK have failed their engage opportunity. They didn't have the quickness. They used that Pantheon ultimate. Don't get the kills. 3rd Dragon over to Heretics. Yes, they are losing some gold in that top lane matchup, but there's no counter Baron on the other side. And I think Heretics walk away
by SK around this pit for now.
Yeah, SK, they've, you know, hang on a second, and speaking of that, control, bit of a problem, there's the arrow.
And the ulti layered on top, a pick off Loopy in games 1 and game 2. He's got the support blues.
And normally we talk about 2 birds with 1 stone.
Bot for a new angle, but they see that happening. I mean, the pings are going down. Team Heretics are going to look for their pick onto Loopy. Arrow comes through a little bit early. Sheo jumps in as well. Loopy baits. This time he's caught unharmed.
Bit optimistic there. That's a big tool now down. I suppose it's a big tool of Genax not having his teleport, but the teleport has meant they can get towards the Dragon first. Are we flipping this? Are we staying on it? You can charge the Meganar on it.
Well, there's no arrow available. Maybe they think to their advantage. SK, Genax half the way up to the Meganar bar. Now in the yellow, which is good. But Carlsen goes over the wall. Boukada takes him for a deal. The dunk down is great. Carlsen back out. Juggling the arrow as Boukada's low. Carlsen, that one play feels so impactful as Stend runs forward with the wall. Loopy tries to get in. There's a new wall. There's a new leader in town. Carlsen's angle is bridging the gap. Flashes away as SK are zoned out of the pit. Kamiloo doing the same. The solo laners are sacrificing their life, but they got a Mountain Soul as Boukada met with a flash from Carlsen, but he'll re-engage and he'll put Boukada in his place.
Heretics hold the line. They get themselves a Mountain Soul, and SK have got a couple of members trapped behind enemy lines. I don't think they're making it home alive.
It's a sandwich the Stend is happy to make for them. Keduii, what do you want for dessert, Carlsen?
Some good ones, folks.
Yeah, it continues to impress, doesn't it? But so do Team Heretics, 5,500 gold. Their Mountain Soul now with their Baron. Mid-turret being open. Look at where Kamiloo stands. Easy access to this inner turret. The structure's falling. Bridge of collapsing right now for SK.
And huge credit again to Kamiloo. This guy was put under a ton of pressure in the early game. I don't really think he's put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
He's been a presence in every kind of macro play they wanted to do. Never been an easy pick. I think that Boukada, if he found another couple of picks, could have opened up the game a lot earlier, a lot more effectively. You're jumping onto a guy with a Mountain Soul and with a Crescent Guard.
And he's going to pop at least one of them right now, even though the Mountain Soul goes down. Bullet time's there, but Sheo's buying a lot of time. Everyone in the kitchen sink sent in. Sheo takes a while to die. The Chaos Storm gets its reach, though, as Kamiloo now sits there. The all-in is great, though. An opportunity in the sun, but Carlsen comes from left field again! The top lane Demon King of the LEC. It's Carlsen, first name Carl.
Not even a 2,500 gold lead in top lane could stop the World Ender doing his business. Carlsen comes up clutch, and SK get wiped after taking too long to find that first pick.
8-0 and 2, and even though the early game wasn't his story, even though it was Kamiloo absorbing pressure of Flakked's arrows with Stend doing what he can to be the bridge, Team Heretics, all the pieces come together. It wasn't as bloodthirsty, it wasn't as explosive in this 2-0, but it was a 2-0, and Team Heretics want you to know.
And it's an important one of that too. We've already talked about the stakes of both these teams, Heretics.